This first one is super easy. I have some natural toned tissue paper here, and I have a stamp pad that has permanent ink on it. The permanent ink is really important because when you're gluing things down later, because the paper's so thin, you don't want your ink to run all over the place. So I'm just using some of my favorite stamps all over this paper, and then once I'm done that, I will just sort of tear it up into little pieces that I can use in my collages later on. It has a really lovely effect when you're layering this on top of other papers, just to give it a little something. Next, I'm making a little film strip that can be used in collages to create a framed effect. I just made one strip of paper. This is low quality watercolor paper. And now I'm using my postage stamp shaped paper punch to punch little stamp shaped holes in this strip of paper. I'm just kind of eyeballing it as I go to make sure that the little holes are somewhat evenly shaped on the strip of paper. And then once I'm done that, I will just trim the ends a little bit, and then I've got this nice little frame that I could use on a collage page layout. I definitely keep these little stamp shapes, and I do tiny little watercolor paintings on them. Sometimes I'll even do like a mini collage sort of thing, and I just use these in my junk journal page layouts. It's a really fun thing to do to make these little custom stamps. Just one quick tip, I like using wax paper on my tabletop when I'm doing messy things. Here I'm going to make some oiled paper using this super cheap baby oil from the dollar store. I just put a blob down and then I start brushing it around on the papers to get them nice and oily. And then I just sort of blot the paper to get the excess oil off of it using a piece of paper towel. And then I let them air dry a little bit. And that leaves you with these really nice oiled papers that you can use in your collages. They're great for layering over things that are a bit more opaque or things that you want to kind of knock back into your design a little bit. I just really like how these look. And then I like using pieces of pattern papers to draw some shapes on them using some of my stencils. And then I just cut them out and I have these nice pattern shapes. These papers are from a desk calendar that I had last year that features the art of some really wonderful collage artists. I've had this bird stamp for quite a while, and then I just kind of roughly trace out the shape and then cut them all out. So that leaves me with a few fun things to play with. I've got my oiled papers, my film strip, and the little stamp shapes from when I cut that out, and I'll make some little paintings on that later. There's my little birds that I made, and then there are some of the pieces of the stamped tissue. Hope this gave you some ideas. Thanks for watching.